Look, I know I haven't showed you much of this vehicle, but I've got a lot on my plate right now, and it's a really big plate. This is a skid plate for the Model Y. What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today I've got a product to go over with you that I've had for quite a while now. I've been testing it out. It's made by MountainPass Performance. And I really think you should get it if you have a Model Y or a Model 3 because there's been some issues with the factory part in the past. And really this protects your car a lot, protects the main things. You know, there's a reason why football players wear cups. It's because there's some expensive jewels behind there that they want to protect. Well, in the front of your battery, there's some expensive equipment there that if damaged can ruin the entire car. Pretty good analogy. Let me show you what it is. So this is the front skid plate of a Model Y. It's made of plastic. This is the front. Yeah, that's the front, and the back is right here, obviously. But right behind this is where where all the connections of the battery go. All the coolant lines and everything. Well, this is just plastic. This can easily get damaged by either a rock, a curb, anything, or if you go off-road like I do, this could definitely get damaged, and then something can puncture those lines. All the fluid drains out of the battery, your battery overheats. It's not good to have something thin and plastic. The plastic one's an upgrade from the Model 3 because the Model 3 has a fiber material. It's almost like a carbon fiber-ish, not really. It's almost like a floor mat really with resin in it. A lot of those have fallen apart, fallen off, especially in the wintertime. They get all soft and nasty. I had a friend of mine up in Greensboro, his just started decaying and fell off. And the ones in the back, that allows a bunch of water in, and that's when people have had bumpers fly off. When I was talking with MountainPass Performance about the lift kit for the Model Y, so I do recommend a lift kit for the Model Y, but I started talking to them about a skid plate, and this is a must-have if you're off-road, but I think it's a must-have if you have a Tesla. I'm glad I talked to them because when I was off-road with Kyle from Out of Spec Motor, and when we were at the racetrack, we were driving through the trails and everything. It was pouring down rain. There was one of the trails, actually right where I damaged my bumper. On the trail, it's two deep sections and the middle was raised up kind of high. So they put railroad ties in the middle and you were supposed to drive on top of the railroad ties. Well, I ended up slipping off and smacking that skid plate right into the railroad tie. Now, if I had that plastic thing there, my battery would have been done. I'd have been SOL, probably out $20,000 for a brand new battery. I'd have been screwed. The skid plate saved me. And I got some video of afterwards, and I'll show you. I should have kept the big splinter. I'll show you at the track what it looked like. So here is the prototype skid plate that I've been working with MountainPass Performance. You see it's dipped down, and when we hit something, it jammed a piece of wood in here, which I might have to unbolt this thing just to get that piece of wood out. Hopefully it didn't travel all the way in. The reason it's doing this is because these front bolts here go into this plastic piece. Now these would go into metal, so there's enough. Let me move this out of the way here. So these are holding in nice and strong. On the back, it's these two here, plus there's one right here. So I'm gonna get this and pull this down so I can get this out of here and see if there's any damage underneath there, because you still see some grass hanging out of there. So we hit quite a bit of stuff here. Skipping right off of this, as you can see the marks on there. There's nice, good lines here. So you can see all the grass inside here. Now, most of the time we're not gonna be going off-road like this or going through the trails. Off-roading is more of a dry sport, but you know, sometimes you're gonna be caught in the rain. But this is the dagger that went through there and almost touched the high voltage wires, or actually those are the cooling lines. If those get popped, that's a bad day for the battery. And that's the whole point for the skid plate. So that saved me big time at the track. Now, I haven't really messed with it since then. I'm gonna take it off today and take a look at what it's been like over the last 2 months of having it. Haven't really gone too much off-road, just in a couple gravel roads. I haven't gone major off-road with this car yet. That is coming. I'm just testing things out to make sure that there's no issues with the car. But when I got the skid plate, super easy to install. Anybody could do it. You don't need jack stands, but I use jack stands really to lift the car up a little bit higher so I have more room to film. I've got my Model Y right here, but you know what? It should be flipped around. So you could see in the video that the stick got jammed right in here, and this is bent now. I can bend that back, but it also pulled this away here, right into here, and here goes into some really good anchors, and that's what held this in place, plus along with this bolt here. And I think this is different in the new ones now. They put a spacer insert there, so it's a little different. And I jacked it up so I can get underneath here. I got the red jack stands, got those from Teslarati. Those are awesome. The only really good way to jack the car up. So I'm gonna take this down, clean out some of this stuff. I mean, you can still see I've got some grass from before still stuck back there, and I want to show you what it's been like. It's a 10 millimeter. That seemed very violent. But you can see there's a lot of grass in here still. Almost looks like it got a bird's nest in here. But I got to get all this stuff out. You know, I do know that most people aren't going to be going off-road with their cars. That kind of saddens me a little bit. But also, look at all that stuff there that you want to protect. You don't want damage to happen to those things. These lines, if I punctured those lines, that's where the coolant is. All that coolant would drain out and my battery would have been shot. That's why I think this skid plate is a must-have. Definitely a must-have. I just cleaned out all the grass from underneath here. There's a little bit of dirt, but mostly just grass here. It's all ready to go back together. I mean, look how much grass and dirt there was. This might be dirtier than Dirty Tesla's car. Now here is the factory one. Let's see if it even registers anything. 3.2 pounds. 3.2, 3.4 pounds is the factory one. Now let's grab this one. Obviously this is going to be a little bit heavier. And it is 12.4. So 12.4 pounds is not too bad for a big sheet of aluminum. You know, if we went with steel, that would be probably 4 times as heavy. So, all right, so here is the skid plate again. And I didn't even notice this before, but I actually sheared off these screws, which made this wobble. So that wasn't doing much. So I really put this thing through a lot of abuse. I mean, you can see the dent right here, the damage. And this is some thick aluminum plate. It's not very heavy because it's aluminum. This took a beating, and I think you need one of these things. I mean, you can see all the lines. Everything we hit hard. And I am aware that I abuse my car more than most people would going off-road. But there's a lot of people that contact me every day about what tires, what lift kit, what do I need to go off-road. I love your car, it looks amazing. And I'm gonna get some people involved in this, but for the people that wanna go off-road, we want hard, heavy-duty stuff, and that's what this is. So if you wanna pick yours up now, go to MountainPass Performance. I'll have a link down below. I believe they're short runs that they do of these things. And they're not that expensive. $280 I think, or $285. When he said how much he was going to charge, because this is laser cut and everything, I thought that's what cost was going to be. So impressed, $280, and order yours today. I've been talking to him about doing the rear in the Model 3 as well, get rid of all that foam stuff so the back bumper doesn't come flying off in giant puddles. I think they're working on that as well. But just another great new product for your car to make it even better. Tesla makes the best cars out there, but there's always room for improvement. And this is just one way you can do it. Something you're not gonna see, but when you need it, oh man, it really comes in handy. That thing saved me probably $20,000. Hey, that might be the title. A little clickbaity, but I don't give a shit. Tired of Not really, it did save me that. And I'm gonna get the clickbait titles anyway, the comments. Watch, look through the comments, I bet you there's some clickbait titles. Someone says, oh, clickbait, clickbait. But I'm putting this at the end because those people that type that don't watch all the way to the end. Typically, don't watch all the way to the end. Only the true subscribers do. Again, stay awesome, stay positive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you this weekend. Tomorrow, probably when this video is going up, I'll see you tomorrow at the World Record Tesla Parade in Atlanta. See ya. Look how much dirt was underneath the car. Now all that wasn't underneath the skid plate. That was actually in the wheel wells and the plastic and everything. I just pulled it out while I was underneath the car.